Imagine a Bible that holds the key to some of the most profound and astonishing revelations in Christian history. A text filled with mysteries that were hidden from the world for centuries. But this isn't the 66-book Bible familiar to most Christians. This one contains 88 books, including texts that were banned, suppressed, and deemed too dangerous by early Christian leaders. The extra 22 books within the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible contain secrets about fallen angels, the Nephilim, and prophecies describing the end of the world in ways that have been lost to much of the Christian world. Why were these books considered dangerous? Why were they excluded from the Bible most of us know today? The answer lies deep in history. While most Christians know the Christian Standard Bible or the King James Bible with its 66 books, the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible includes 88 books, an astonishing collection of ancient texts. Some of these books, such as the Book of Enoch and Jubilees, were once revered by early Jewish and Christian communities. They contain cosmic visions, apocalyptic prophecies, and stories of ancient worlds. So why were these books banned or excluded by early Christian councils? There are several reasons, both theological and political. One reason is their mystical content. Books like the Book of Enoch explore celestial hierarchies and the origins of evil, including the story of the Nephilim, giant offspring of humans and fallen angels. These themes were considered too speculative and dangerous by early church leaders, who feared they might distract from the core message of salvation through Christ. Other books, such as Jubilees and 1 and 2 Maccabees, emphasized Jewish customs like strict Sabbath observance, dietary laws, and circumcision. At a time when early Christianity sought to distinguish itself from Judaism, these texts were seen as too closely aligned with Jewish practices, which the early church was moving away from to establish a unique Christian identity. Another factor was the early church's effort to maintain doctrinal unity, with so many different interpretations of Christian theology emerging. Church leaders feared that including these controversial books could lead to heresy and division. The Book of Enoch, for example, presents a vivid cosmology involving fallen angels and apocalyptic visions, which could have opened the door to conflicting theological ideas about angels and the afterlife. These complex theological and political concerns led to the exclusion of these books from the Western Christian canon. Yet, in Ethiopia, things unfolded differently. Ethiopia has an ancient connection to biblical history that extends back to the days of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Queen of Sheba, after her famous visit to Solomon, had a child with him named Menelik I, who would later become the first emperor of Ethiopia. This connection would give Ethiopia a spiritual mission tied directly to the ancient Israelite covenant with God. The Kebra Nagast, an Ethiopian national epic, claims that Menelik I brought the Ark of the Covenant to Ethiopia, further deepening Ethiopia's connection to biblical history. Ethiopia became one of the first nations in the world to adopt Christianity. In the 4th century AD, making it a Christian stronghold, long before Europe fully embraced the faith. This early Christian tradition, which predates European colonization, allowed Ethiopia to preserve these ancient texts in its Bible. Because of Ethiopia's relative isolation from the Roman Empire and later European influence, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church maintained its unique set of scriptures, free from the theological debates that shaped the Western canon. During the colonial era, European powers, particularly Italy, sought to dominate Ethiopia and viewed the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible as a spiritual threat. The content of these ancient texts, which connected Ethiopia spiritually to Israel and early Christianity, symbolized Ethiopian resistance to European religious and cultural dominance. By marginalizing Ethiopia's Orthodox Bible, colonial forces sought to undermine Ethiopia's religious independence. The significance of these texts goes beyond their historical and cultural value. They contain astonishing revelations that challenge modern understandings of the Bible. For example, the Book of Enoch delves into the nature of fallen angels, describing how they imparted forbidden knowledge to humanity, including secrets of warfare and astrology. These angels, known as the Watchers, and their offspring, the Nephilim, are a central theme of apocalyptic prophecy that offers a unique perspective on the cosmic battle between good and evil. Meanwhile, Jubilees provides a retelling of biblical history with added emphasis on angelic beings guiding humanity and the importance of observing Jewish laws, such as keeping a solar calendar. These books also present an alternative view of divine judgment, offering a glimpse into early Christian eschatology before the theological orthodoxy of the Roman Empire narrowed the scope of acceptable Christian beliefs. For centuries, Ethiopia preserved these texts as part of its religious heritage, continuing to revere them as sacred scripture, even as they were banned or forgotten by the Western Church. The Ethiopian Orthodox Bible remains one of the few Christian Bibles in the world that includes these lost books, offering profound spiritual insights that challenge modern Christian understanding. The question remains, why did the early church fear these texts so much? The answer lies in the nature of power and control. In a time when the early Christian church was struggling to establish itself, the theological ideas presented in these banned books were seen as a threat to the emerging orthodoxy. By excluding these texts, church leaders could solidify a unified doctrine that would hold the Christian faith together across the Roman Empire. Ethiopia, however, was unaffected by these early councils and maintained its connection to a broader range of biblical texts. These books, filled with angelic visions, divine secrets, and ancient prophecies, offer a glimpse into a world where the boundaries between heaven and earth are more fluid, and where the cosmic battle between good and evil is front and center. The Ethiopian Orthodox Bible's inclusion of these texts reminds us that the Bible is not a static book. It has evolved over centuries, shaped by historical, political, and theological forces. The lost books of the Bible provide a window into early Christian thought, revealing the rich diversity of beliefs that once shaped the faith. As Ethiopia's spiritual heritage shows, these books contain astonishing revelations that continue to inspire and challenge believers today. These ancient texts raise profound questions about the nature of divine revelation, the cosmic battle between good and evil, and the ultimate fate of humanity. Could it be that these banned books contain hidden truths too powerful for the modern world to ignore? Perhaps it's time to reconsider what was lost when these books were excluded from the Bible, and what we can learn from Ethiopia's preservation of these ancient traditions. The Ethiopian Orthodox Bible contains a unique collection of sacred texts, many of which were excluded from the Western Christian canon. These texts, however, play a profound role in expanding the understanding of God's divine plan and the cosmic struggle between good and evil. While Western Christianity narrowed its focus to the more immediate teachings of the Gospels, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church embraced these additional books, seeing them not as speculative distractions, but as vital complements to the New Testament. The Church viewed them as offering deeper insights into angelic realms, divine judgment, and the end times. These texts were seen as integral to a fuller understanding of spiritual mysteries and were never considered a threat to orthodoxy. Colonialism played a significant role in marginalizing the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible. During Italy's invasion of Ethiopia in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, colonial powers viewed the Church and its sacred texts as obstacles to European dominance. Ethiopia's spiritual independence, rooted in its Christian traditions and unique Bible, represented a powerful form of resistance to colonial control. By attempting to suppress the Ethiopian Bible, colonial forces sought to weaken Ethiopia's spiritual identity and enforce Western religious views. However, Ethiopia's determination to preserve its spiritual heritage transformed the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible into a symbol of defiance against both religious and political oppression. Each of the texts within the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible offers profound revelations about spiritual realms, ancient history, and prophecies, particularly concerning the end of days. Among the most famous of these is the Book of Enoch, which delves into the cosmic order, rebellion of angels, and the origins of the Nephilim, offspring of fallen angels and humans. Enoch's account of the Watchers, angels who descended to earth and imparted forbidden knowledge, paints a vivid picture of a world corrupted by this knowledge, leading to the moral decay that eventually triggered the Great Flood. The archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, are sent by God to bind the rebellious angels, reflecting the ongoing cosmic battle between good and evil that culminates in a final judgment. The Book of Parables within Enoch also introduces the concept of the Son of Man, a messianic figure who bears a striking resemblance to Jesus Christ. This figure, serving as a divine judge, executes judgment over both humans and angels, portraying the ultimate restoration of righteousness. Enoch's vivid apocalyptic visions, combined with descriptions of angelic hierarchies, continue to resonate with believers, offering insight into the ongoing spiritual warfare that shapes the world. Another important text is the Book of Jubilees, which offers a detailed retelling of biblical events, from creation to the giving of the law at Sinai. Central to Jubilees is the notion that time itself is governed by a divine angelic calendar. This solar-based calendar, which is still observed by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church today, was revealed to Moses on Mount Sinai. The book asserts that adherence to this solar calendar is crucial to maintaining the divine order. Jubilees also reveals that angels guided the patriarchs, Adam, Noah, and Abraham, long before Moses, emphasizing the timelessness of God's law. The books of Maccabees, another unique feature of the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible, recount stories of Jewish resistance against foreign rulers. These texts celebrate the heroic revolt of the Maccabees against the Seleucid Empire, as well as miraculous divine interventions that ensured Jewish victories. The inclusion of 3 books of Maccabees in the Ethiopian canon underscores the enduring theme of resistance to oppression, both spiritual and political, that is central to Ethiopia's identity. The Ascension of Isaiah is one of the most mystical books, offering a vision of the prophet Isaiah's journey through the 7 heavens, where he witnesses the cosmic battle between good and evil. Isaiah's vision culminates in the descent of the Messiah, who battles Satan and ultimately triumphs. This prophecy of the Messiah's journey and victory aligns closely with the story of Jesus Christ, further reinforcing the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible's integration of messianic themes into its broader theological framework. The Book of Baruch and the letter of Jeremiah, written during the Babylonian exile, reflect on the consequences of sin and idolatry. These texts offer a message of repentance and hope, promising that God will restore Israel if the people return to him. The letter of Jeremiah in particular mocks the futility of pagan idols, reinforcing the call for fidelity to the one true God. The spiritual depth and prophetic themes found in the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible are not just relics of the past. They offer profound insights into the modern world's ongoing struggles and may hold clues to understanding future prophetic events. Many of the books, particularly Enoch, describe a final judgment where the wicked, including the fallen angels, will face their reckoning. These visions of cosmic conflict resonate with Christian eschatology and align with current global events, such as wars, natural disasters, and moral decay, which many interpret as signs of the end times. The preservation of the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible is not only an act of religious devotion, but a testament to Ethiopia's resistance to colonialism and its spiritual independence. The decision to retain these banned books suggests that Ethiopia's role in safeguarding these ancient truths is significant in the context of today's world. As the world faces unprecedented challenges, both spiritual and geopolitical, the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible may offer keys to understanding the spiritual battles that are unfolding. In conclusion, the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible is a treasure trove of spiritual and prophetic wisdom that has been preserved through centuries of resistance and devotion. Its unique collection of texts, including the Book of Enoch, the Ascension of Isaiah, Jubilees, and the books of Maccabees, offers a fuller understanding of God's cosmic plan and the ongoing struggle between good and evil. As modern believers confront a world filled with uncertainty and conflict, these ancient books may hold the keys to navigating the spiritual and prophetic challenges of our time.